Так, на чем я остановился в прошлый раз? Барон грабители. Пленников допросить. Соединиться к отряду Бернарда. Так, ну туда, значит, быстрее идти, пока он не ушел. Что-то совсем плохо с подгрузкой. И раскладка снова русская.
Sir Hannes sent me, Captain. I'm to join your mission. And Sir Hans, too.
Then mount up, youngster, and we'll move out.
Поехали.
Can you teach me how to...
Certainly.
I'd like to hone my...
Десятый-то у меня набрался. Хотя я щитом уже давно не пользуюсь.
Isn't that quite a...
Какое у него отношение, интересно, ко мне?
Agreed.
Или это не влияет толком? Что ему сейчас больше заплатил? Не видно, что они там. Ё-моё. Я знаю, что вы хотите, сотник, забудьте об этом. Хорошо, пан. Послушайте, Бернард, насчет этого разбойника, блин, не видно. Не могли они субтитры сделать пониже где-нибудь? У нас общий прадед Урбан, барон Олешный. Давайте. Да что такое? Так, получается. Камберки, непонятно. Я тоже это слышал, но вы также знаете, что говорят о наших родственниках из Камберта. Что они проклятые? Ага, послушайте, Бернард. Думаете, что хотите, но я слышал от своего... Твою ж мать. Я не буду это читать одним учением. Короче, какие-то слухи они обсуждают о их родстве. Отец приказал их напрочь. Это сложно, очень сложно. Настолько обезображенное лицо. Что? Что кто-то не хотел иметь от него детей. Пятерых за одну ночь? Погоди, там что-то про близнецов? Что? 4 из них не дожили до рассвета, выжил только 1. А кто? Он родился уродом. Говорят, что, видимо, ведьма обманула его.
Stop the rumors, though. When his son, Wolfen, was born, he looked normal enough. He turned out to be as wild as a stray tomcat.
It seems he hasn't grown up.
You're right about that. A few years ago, Wolfen went off to Poland, and Wilhelm got worse and worse. Cursed everything and everyone in his past, started throwing crockery at the servants.
Долго еще ехать?
Someone else. Then later, Wolfen turned up. Even though he was supposed to be dead for years. Both said he was dead. Stop the devil spawn.
Sweet Jesus. It sounds a lot more convincing coming from you than the stories my nurses used to tell me. How are we supposed to deal with a monster like that?
God save you, Henry.
Pray, Sir Hans. Pray.
Ну вот.
Whoa!
Привет, Трэш. Битый как хвал, я отправил их в дозор. Проклятые ублюдки за это... А не за это... А что там? Поехали, нужно разбить лагерь, потом мы возьмем 2 человек и вернешься сюда. Нельзя оставлять их на поживу ворона. Я не знаю, когда закончится. Я сегодня посмотрел, там DMC 3 части первые продают за косарь. Не знаю, может куплю. Стримить. Первые 2 я точно не играл. Кого не заметили? Здесь... Там всего лишь разбитая повозка. Игра-то топыч. Чё не нравится? Только легкая стала. Ну, дебилы, давайте. Едем куда-то, едем. Соединиться к отряду лагеря. Соединились. То есть отряд-то мы. Так, чисто ради интереса. Тут должно быть куча мяса. Да. А еще тут. Что с едой? Сытость 89 в порядке, все. Где у нас Бернард?
Greetings, good night. How may I serve you?
Вольфлин из Камберга.
Tell me, Captain, how come this Wolflin is attacking his own kin?
They say blood's thicker than water, but sometimes I wonder. Look at our king and Sigismund.
So what's the cause of your conflict with Wolflin?
Nothing in particular, just that he's a ruffian, a treacherous bastard, and a bandit. No wonder the whole Camber clan is cursed.
Проклят?
How do you mean cursed?
Like I said, Wolfin's grandfather married Countess Barbara of Hogwitz. She didn't want to bear his child and went to a witch to get rid of it. Only instead of getting rid of the unborn child, she ended up having 5.
What, all at the same time?
All in one night. But only one of them lived till morning. The youngest, Wilhelm. And his face was disfigured. They say the witch deceived the Countess, and it was Satan himself who impregnated her.
How are you related?
Milota, Wolfen and I have the same great-grandfather, Urban, Baron of Oleshna.
And you believe that story?
Depends how you look at it. Wilhelm wasn't a bad man while he was in his right mind, but he was terrifying to look at. I still get shivers down my spine when I think of him. As for Wolfen, word came that he died in Silesia. Then, one day, he appeared from nowhere. There are folk who say death has no power over him.
Хорошо.
What do we do now?
First, we have to find out where those Horsons are holed up. According to the reports, they raided a few farms around here. So someone should go to those places and find out what they can. You should do it, Henry. My men would probably just startle them.
Я
All right,
отправлюсь
Captain, we'll do
немедленно.
that. Where are the farms?
One is uphill from Neuhof, right by the woods. One here above the woods by the crossroads, directly north from our camp.
Так, один тут, второй там. Южно-крестьянское хозяйство, северное. Опа, что-то... А где мой прицел? Не работает, что ли? О, охотник. Открыл, в принципе, охотиться, значит, смысла не имеет сейчас уже. Что-то FPS появился. Есть кто? А, я тут бывал, я тут бывал.
May the
Крестьянка.
Lord watch over you, Henry.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
Captain Bernard sent me. I'm here about the raid on your farm.
What? I've no idea what you're talking about, friend.
They raided your farm, didn't they?
No. I heard there was some raids hereabouts, but not here.
Something's not right. The captain sent me here to this very farm.
The captain must have made a mistake.
I suppose so.
Тут уже с чем-то странным попахивает. Может быть, они сейчас нападут на лагерь? Эти разбойники. Сюда они выманили как раз, чтобы расквитаться. Все, приехали, да? Интересное место. Не клад ли тут случаем? Тут вроде тоже не было нападения. Все живы-здоровы.
Captain Bernard sent me to find out about the raid. What exactly happened?
Those filthy cutthroats beat my husband black and blue, then stole all our food stores and vanished. Poxy bastards. Poor Lumiere. He didn't want to let them get away with it, so he chased them as far as the woods. But they cut him down, and now I'm afraid he'll not live to see the light of day.
Did you see which way they went?
Along the track here, straight into the woods. My old man gave chase and fought with them by the old hunter's shelter. He slashed one of them with his sickle. He bled like a stuck pig, the bastard.
You think he might have been bleeding enough to leave a trail?
Maybe. Who knows? I just hope he's in hell where he belongs, the poxy bastard.
Посмотрите крестьянское хозяйство на юге. Кто
What
они?
were they like?
Swine and lousy curs, that's what they were like.
That's not what I meant.
No, sorry. They weren't your ordinary footpads. They were well dressed, and they talked of some lord
Wolfring.
called Wolflin.
I thought as much. Is there something I can do to help? With your husband, I mean.
I fear only God Almighty can help him now. Although, there is one thing you could do. I have to keep changing Lumiere's bandages.
Тебе
But
повезло.
I'm running out of clean linen.
У меня их
And
много.
I don't want to leave him alone here.
Так, дать 3 повязки. Да.
I'll see what I've got.
God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. I'm grateful. I'll go and bandage him up right away. And
Да
let me
не,
give you a few
это не
groschen for your
нужно.
trouble.
Я ведь
I've
могу
nothing
отказаться.
left here except a few groschen I buried down by the creek. Luckily, those bastards never found them. I'll be glad to reward you.
Нет, мне не
Keep it.
нужно.
You need it more than I. They took everything you had.
Not everything, because you saved my dear husband. Take it. I
Начинается.
insist.
Very well then. Thank you.
Неплохо они там сэкономили. Его не могу подлечить, а я бы, наверное, получше смог подлечить. И сидит. Не хочет она все-таки мужа своего лечить или нет?
God save Henry.
Так. А почему у меня значок там остался? Я что-то не сделал? Я ж бывал там. Я сказала про избушку старую. Там ее муж серпом ранил чувачка одного. Так, вот это, видимо, избушка. Ты кто такой?
What are you doing here?
Why do you ask? Can I not take a walk in the woods without being accosted?
I ask because I'm the gamekeeper here, and it's my job to protect these woods from poachers.
Well, I'm certainly not poaching.
In that case, you won't mind if I have a look what you've got on you.
Ну... Ну, взгляни.
Certainly. Go ahead and look.
All right. Nothing suspicious here. You may leave, Goodman.
Конечно, можно было быкануть. Блин, тут серьезно егеря еще в лесу есть? Первый раз встречаю за всю игру. Интересное место.
Blood. This is the right way.
Получается, вот это следы. Или как тут смотреть? Ага. Я понял.
Blood. This is the right way.
Здесь он по тропинке пошел.
Another trace. They dragged him this way. This is the way. This is the way. He was bleeding plenty. Should be easy to track him. He was bleeding plenty. Should be easy to track him.
Они его раздевали по пути, что ли? Что тут шмотки повсюду валяются? А тут на пенек не сели. Подозрительно. Еще кровь.
Blood. This is the right way.
Ага, и, наверное, вот этот лагерек-то ихний.
Looks like I found it. I better get back and report to Captain Bernard.
Или напасть на них самому, да? Есть такой вариант? Буду соблюдать повествование. Хотя, в принципе, я могу и один их там всех вырезать, если это вообще нужно. Оп, не ожидали? Так, где он? Я нашел лагерь.
I found that encampment.
Ah, I'm glad to hear it. Is it far?
Not really.
How many men did you see?
О, блин, я их не считал.
Sorry, I don't know.
Next time, make sure you do. Don't you know anything about scouting? Well, it's not like we have any choice but to attack. It's time that mad bastard was hanging from the Rattay ramparts.
Sounds good to me, Captain.
Don't get too cocky. These skirmishes in the woods can get tricky. Who knows what the bastard has up his sleeve? Anyway, I'll round up the men and you can lead us to this camp of theirs.
Of course. Ready when you are.
Ну их тут довольно много. Говорить-то с ним будем? Вольф из Кемберга, вы признаны виновным в преступлении против пана Миоты и Залешны и пана Гануша из Липы и объявлено вне закона. Вы согласны сложить оружие и понести заслуженное наказание от руки пана Гануша или предпочитаете оказать сопротивление? А я не вижу их текста. Но они против, это точно против. Я уверен. Я так понял, вы решили отказать сопротивлению. Опа. Мы зря теряем время, сотник. У этого дикаря чести не больше, чем у обычного разбойника. Эти свиньи убили Хвала и Витека. Мне кажется, пора им заплатить за это. Что скажете, парни? Чё-то как не очень. Все? Я побежал? Блин, кто там без оружия вообще дерется? Серьезно? Это из-за того, что я у него меч украл, что ли? Серьезный чувак, я его даже пробить не могу толком. Вы же меня подождете? Я бы хотел полутаться чуть-чуть. Нет, я не буду брать. А, так-то у него не очень. Шмотки. Табличку я возьму, сушеное мясо, повязки должны пригодятся. А оружие у тебя что было? Алебарда? Нет, у тебя не алебарда была. Жал, вроде дешевая эта штука. Тут ничего интересного. Все довольно скудно одеты. Возможно, что-то в лагере есть. Это можно взять. Черный капюшон. Шум 43.
Good day, Henry.
Вы победили?
Victory is ours, Captain.
Praise the Lord. My men are no easy pickings, and you and Sir Hans helped us a lot.
What now?
We'll break camp and head back to the castle. You ought to go on ahead and report to Sir Hanush.
Yes, Captain.
Окей. Только подчинюсь. Новый набор портного.
Damn! Stay away from people if you can't ride a horse,
Are you
moron.
blind, for Christ's sake? There's people walking here.
Надеюсь, из-за этого репутация не понизится, из-за того, что я их задеваю. Того у нас врата сейчас почти что все по сотке, да. Но если квест дам, наверное, здесь поднимется насчет местных сельских мест, сельская местность. Еще сельских жителей не знаю. Возможно, тоже поднимется. Тут два квеста новые. Здесь пусто. Ну, может, кто-нибудь попадется? Торговец. Рыцарь. Ночью-то я, наверное, не подойду к нему. Будет спать сейчас. А бухлишка сколько там дополняет? А, энергии минус 2. Я думал, будет прибавлять. Вот вино прибавляет. Целебное действие, энергия, питательность 18. Можно вот винца бахнуть. Дева есть. Есть дева. Я ухожу. Нет так. Нет так нет. Мне вообще здесь нельзя делать, что ли? Значит, сюда заходить нельзя. Мне бы тут переночевать или почитать. Самое удобное место. Так, чтение 15. Чтение 15. Нет, это мне не хватит. Учебник по алкоголизму. Вот это я смогу прочитать. Кстати, ни разу еще не находил учебник. Жизнь в корчме. В среду я на постоялом дворе на полянке. В четверг я на постоялом дворе на полянке. Окей. Нормально, 2 часа. Готовченко. Учебник по ловкости. Тоже должен прочитать. Ловкий как хорек. Вы когда-нибудь пытались охотиться на этих чертовых крыс-переростков? Тогда вы знаете, почему горностай такого дорогой. Хорошо. Так, тут ловкость 15 надо. Мне, скорее всего, не хватает. Хотя с бонусом, может, сканает. Да, работает. Подольше будет. 5 часов. Последним патчем они, походу, тут пофиксили. Раньше каждую книгу любую можно было за 2 часа прочитать. Ну, пока все. Пока хватит. Нужно было уже проснуться. Вообще уже на улице где-то. Ах, где? Да я пойду. Здравствуйте.
Greetings. What do you need?
Барон
I have
разбойник.
news from the camp, Sir Hannes.
Speak.
Unfortunately, we couldn't avoid a skirmish.
Where's Hans? I hope he's not.
There's no need to worry, my lord. Lord Capon's alive and well. Lord Capon is busy celebrating.
So you succeeded.
Wolfen is dead, and his men routed. Captain Bernard and the others are hunting them down in the woods right now.
By God, that's excellent news. I must say, Henry, after all that's happened recently, I'm glad something finally turned out well.
So am I, sir.
And I think you deserve to be rewarded for your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
Jesus, look where you're going.
Барон-грабитель. Достижение. Ну, нагрудник-то мне не очень-то и нужен. Магденбургский панцирь. Гораздо хуже моего. Квест комплитить. Ага. Угу. Так, у меня есть пару карт. Одна и одна карта. Ага, так, скалица, север. На север, значит, скалица. Скалица. Река, переправа. О, я знаю, где это. Знакомое место. Так, на севере скалица, там переправа. На севере скалица. Вот это здесь. Это точно здесь. Значит, мне нужно туда. До Самопеша. Стой, на коня нужно завести. Двигаем до самопеша. Вообще никто не встречается. Просто никого. Аккуратно. Аккуратно. О, тут сейчас, наверное, не стоит, но она упала. Вот как раз-то телега. Значит, тут дерево нужно найти. Какое-то. Вот это, может, дерево. Похоже, кстати. На рисунке том. Тут, скорее всего, могилка, да, должна быть. Какая-нибудь. Или сундук. Или мешок. Или что-то такое. Может, и не это дерево. А, или какое-то сгоревшее дерево. Сухое. Нужно на дальше. С какого-то непонятного дерева. Я подумал, что это вот это. Больше никаких. Или вот это. Гнездо. Но это не то. Грибзонтик. Попробую дальше пройти. Какое-то дерево. Понимаю, сухое должно быть. Ничего такого нету. Должно быть здесь. И вот это ведь. Нет, с той стороны. Вон там что-то есть такое. Это похоже. Да, вот оно. Гроши, зелье лазаря, стрелы, кстати, 40 штук. Тесовый лук у меня точно такой же. Сапоги, счастливая игральная кость, которых у меня уже целая куча. Ну такой себе клад. Чего интересного. Больше у меня карт нету сейчас на руках. Так, энергия 54. Стоит что-нибудь такое съесть, выпить. У меня вроде опьянения никакого нет. Самогона можешь хряпнуть. Энергия 15, питательность 20. Да, нормально, кстати. Крепкий напиток, опасайся похмелья. Ну. Ну, доступно новое очко. Или я просто те еще не вкачал. Пьянство 2 очка есть. Не знаю, что тут брать. Настоящий славянин. Винная пьяница. Вы можете выпить на 50% меньше алкоголя, что сохранит вам тяжело зарабатываемые гроши. Странно. А на следующий день время похмелья уменьшится наполовину. Но помните, что быстрое опьянение приносит и положительные отрицательные воздействия алкоголя. Пьянство. Эффект алкоголя будет длиться в 2 раза дольше. Если вы не напьетесь до беспамятства, вы не ощутите неприятных последствий. Однако, как только вы протрезвеете, ваше похмелье будет длиться вдвое больше. Похмелье. Если вы не ощутите неприятных последствий. Если вы не напьетесь до беспамятства. Выпив, вы получаете улучшение 50 как раз на речь и обоняние. Время похмелья этих характеристик падает на 50%. В принципе, будет длиться в 2 раза дольше, а тут вы можете выпить на 50% меньше алкоголя. Это непонятно. Скиллы. Негативные эффекты похмелья будут на 30% сильнее. Дома без приключений. После того, как вы нажретесь до отключки, вы проснетесь дома в кровати. При этом из вашего кармана ничего не пропадет. Пить больше. Пьянство. Сколько я вообще могу изучить? Получается, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Настоящий славянин. Быстрое опьянение. Вы можете выпить на 50% меньше алкоголя, что сохранит тяжело зарабатываемые гроши. На следующий день время похмелья уменьшится наполовину. По-моему, вот это будет топыч. Если то взять, они друг друга аннигилировать должны. Руки сильнее трясутся не очень. Пиво опьяняет вас на 50 слабее, вино опьяняет вас слабее. Однако пиво опьяняет вас вдвое сильнее. Кстати, пиво же оно вроде как слабее должно быть, чем вино. Вот это, наверное, стоит взять. Короче, пьянство будет длиться в 2 раза дольше. Если вы не пьете, вы не ощутите неприятных последствий. Так, как только вы протрезвеете, ваш похмелье будет длиться вдвое больше. Хер его знает. Пусть оно так, как есть пока что. Так. На карты я сходил. Армхаеды попозже. Там основной сюжетный квест. Так что валим в Тальмберг. О, а из ужаса исчез квест, что ли? Не понял. Как это работает? Был уже. А нет, остался. Почему-то у меня на первом месте этот стоит. Может, еще где-то такой же косяк. Тут точно нет квеста. Так. Энергия сыта, все хорошо. Я бухой. Все отлично. Странно, в другую сторону будет быстрее. Чё, ГГ за отличную игру? Ты о чем? Что случилось? Нападение на дороге. Никого нет. А я в говно. Ух ты, как ты незаметно сидишь-то, ёбаный стыд. Чувак. Твою мать, я хотел тебя обокрасть. Блять. Гроши, отмычка. Говно. Ранящая стрела возьмем. Конь до сих пор тут стоит. Квест. Блин. Это у меня уже похмелье пошло. Похмелье. Мыться нужно? Нет, я вроде чистый. Здравствуйте. Я по поводу работы.
How are the Talmberg folk getting on? Is it peaceful here?
Do you even have to ask? Some poachers have
Какие-то
settled in the
браконьеры
woods near
завелись в
the inn.
лесах.
A right band of them too. The master huntsman's at his wit's end with them. Maybe you could use your help.
Окей, все. Где он?
Good day, Henry. God save you, good knight. What can I do for you?
Есть работа.
Master Huntsman, is there any work for me here?
There's always something that needs doing. You're that Scarlet's lad, aren't you? Sir Radzig's lackey.
Ну, ладно.
That'll be me.
Холоп.
Right. I saw you here shortly after the attack. My word, to get away from Talmberg like that, quite remarkable. It's clear you're not easily scared. So I do have a job for you.
I'm listening.
We've been having terrible problems with poachers lately. In Sir Divish's forests, we've been finding gutted entrails of deer and rabbit nooses all over the place. But no sign of the bastards who put them there.
And you want me to track down the poachers?
Indeed. Whatever you learn will be useful to me.
Do you suspect anyone?
Well, it's hard to say, but seeing how much harm they're causing, I'd say they're no crofters looking for a Sunday roast.
Shouldn't you be dealing with the poachers yourself?
I should, you're quite right. But when I ask the local folk anything, their mouths close up like clams. They're more scared of me than the devil.
Do you think the locals are in on it?
Well, I don't know, maybe. But even if not, they'll never talk to me. They're scared I'll dig some skeleton out of their cupboard. You know, the smaller the village, the bigger the secrets. That's why I need an outsider to ask for me.
I understand. I'll try to find out something about them. Any advice about where to start?
Certainly. Ask around the village. Somebody must have seen or heard something. And it wouldn't hurt to ask in the inn in the glade, the one on the road towards Neuhof. I've heard they serve good venison, and no shortage of it.
That's clear enough. As soon as I hear anything, I'll let you know.
Thanks for your help, lad.
Даже больше скажу, я эту дичь им приносил. В ту корчму. Спрашиваю в деревне, проверь корчму на поляну. Ке. Где у нас деревня? Деревня. Корчма. Деревня. Деревня-то где? Тащите браконьеров. Поспрашивайте в деревне. Какой деревне? Местный не откровенничал с Вовчим, так что он попросил меня расспросить деревенских жителей, узнать, известно им что-нибудь. Вот тут? Вот эта деревня? Я здесь могу спросить? Это будет считаться деревней? Вот ты вот Нет, ты служанка, мне нужна крестьянка. Марта. Что за Марта? Насчет браконьеров.
Heard you got a poaching problem in the woods around here.
In the woods and out of them. Not long back the bastards hung a deer's head on the huntsman's house.
Да вы что?
That's pretty brazen of them.
Certainly is. Word around the village is that someone wants to shame him till he squirms.
Мог ты кто-то из местных сделать?
I really don't know. All sorts of things get said. Hannikin hair's back if you listen to some, and others are going on about Tom of the Baths. They swear blind has got his fingers in it.
And what about you?
It could be anyone. There's more than one that has it in for Nicholas. And who knows what the neighbors get up to by night.
What's so suspicious about this Thomas?
Just that he was drunk and blabbering about how he was going to bring back venison from the woods.
То машина с купания. Что скажете
Tell
о
me something about
зайце?
Hannikin Hare.
He used to be Master Huntsman here a while back, but then Nicholas got him accused of a murder, and the hare had to flee. It cost him the huntsman's rank and Margaret, too.
What happened between Hare and Nicholas, anyway?
Those two didn't get on from the start. And then that business with Margaret really set them at each other's throats. But it all came to a head about 15 years back when Sir Henry of Lipa came to visit.
Sir Hanish's father?
Just so. There was a banquet at the castle in his honor, and in the morning they found one of Sir Henry's men-at-arms in the ditch with his neck broken. Well, Nicholas made sure the blame fell on Hannikin Hare.
And what happened to Hare?
That's just it. No one rightly knows. They put him in the dungeon, but when Sir Henry's men came for him the next morning, he was gone. No one knows what became of him.
So how did Nicholas put the blame on Hare?
Nicholas always had a viper's tongue, and events made it easy for him. That evening there'd been a right falling out between Hare and the guardsman. Blows were struck. Well, Sir Divish didn't want any ill will with Sir Henry, so he tried to settle things as quick as he could, and Hare got the short straw.
What was going on with Margaret?
Her father promised her to Hannikin, because they seemed a good match. But Nicholas couldn't stomach that, so he did what he did.
I want to ask Putting a deer's head on the huntsman's house sounds pretty risky. Why would anyone do that?
Maybe they want to show that Huntsman Nicholas is no match for them. And they're not wrong. He isn't the man he should be.
Tell me something about Hannikin.
He used to be Master Huntsman here a while back. But then Nicholas got him accused of a...
Я уже слышал.
I want to ask about...
Мальчик Томаш.
So why do people think Tom of the Baths is involved?
Ah, that's just nonsense. He was bragging in the tavern that he'd put on a venison feast for the village girls. Deer for the deers.
Did he?
I doubt it. He's all mouth and no trousers. But if you want to know more, ask my husband, the innkeeper. I wasn't here that evening.
That'll be all. Thanks.
Спросим корчмара. Браконьера.
What do you think about all the poaching lately?
What should I be thinking? If they ever catch them, Sir Divish will have them skinned alive. But for that to happen, our master huntsman would have to be made of sterner stuff.
Folk were talking about Hannikin Hare.
Oh, good lord. People do like to prattle on. Don't you go believing a word they say. It's the back of beyond here, and they'll tell any tale to spice things up a bit.
Do you think Nicholas isn't doing enough?
A master huntsman who lets poachers run wild through his woods? He's useless. He couldn't even stop them hanging a stag's head on his own house.
Right. Thank you, innkeeper. I've heard Tom of the Baths was mouthing off in here.
So he did. He and Jack Piper were bragging about how they'd make a feast for the village lasses. That there'd be venison roast and enough beer to fill a river. And a few days later, they did come and buy a few kegs of beer from me.
Did they have anything else to say?
Not really. I told him to shut up, or someone would hear him and there'd be trouble.
And what did he say to that?
Nothing. He had more booze in him than the castle cellar. He just hiccuped and slid under the table. Piper took him off after that, thank God.
Do you suppose he meant it?
Hardly. He's nothing but a braggart.
All right. I'd best ask him myself.
Well, feel free to ask, but don't believe half what he says.
And who is this Jake Piper?
Oh, he's Tom's best mate. A decent fellow. They call him the Piper because everywhere he goes, he's whistling on that pipe of his.
Where can I find him?
Well, most likely in the quarry. He lends a hand there to make ends meet.
Thank you, innkeeper.
Что мы имеем? У нас есть Маргарита, Томаш из купальни и дудочник, который будет в каменоломне. Так, и можно еще на полянку, да, сгонять. И это корчма, это основное. С Томашем из купальни. Сначала с Маргаритой переговорю. Молодцы, нужно бежать. Возможно, она прольет свет. Как они быстрее будет. Это тут запутанная история. Вот, мадам Маргарита. Позвольте, позвольте. Так, браконьер.
I'd like to find out about the poachers round here who've been stealing game recently.
If you ask me, there's some questions best left unanswered. But go and see Elena if you're determined. That old gossip will tell you all there is to know.
Начинается еще один персонаж.
I'd like to ask you about Hannikin Hare.
I'm sorry, but I really don't want to talk about that.
Мне придется уговорить тебя. Все следы ведут к тебе.
The thing is, every time I spoke to someone about Hare, they always ended up talking about you.
But I don't.
Ну, я не.
You aren't to blame for anything, is that it? Well, I am willing to believe you, but you do know more than you're telling, and I need to hear it.
Very well. You're right. And what would you like to know about Hare?
How were things between you and Hare back then?
There was nothing between us. Hannikin Hare impressed my father with all his talk of noble blood. But I couldn't stand him, and I didn't want to marry him. And then it made no odds after he ran away.
So you didn't want him? I only asked because I've heard differently.
That's village talk. Of course folk gossip. Mostly they just want to hurt Nicholas.
Did Hare really commit the murder?
God in heaven, how should I know? Anyway, it doesn't matter now.
That remains to be seen. That'll be everything. I'd like...
I'm sorry.
That'll do me.
Но маркер с нее не пропал. Давайте сплетни послушаем. И где наша сплетница? На самом отшибе живет. Ну серьезно. Мне как бы войти надо. Поговорить там.
I heard there are poachers in the woods round here.
If only if it was just poachers. It's that sorcerer Hare. He's the one who's been running amok. I said he'd be back, and I said he'd be vengeful, and I was right both times.
Tell me something about Hannikin Hare.
Ah, that was all years ago. He turned up here one day, no one rightly knew where from. He claimed up at the castle to be a nobleman's son, and so he got the office of Master Huntsman, and Margaret was promised him for his wife. Nobody could have known he was a sorcerer.
And how did his sorcery reveal itself?
Well, he was able to vanish into thin air in the forest right in front of folk. And I've heard it said he spoke to animals, too, though I don't know the truth of it.
That doesn't sound very convincing to me.
That's because you've not seen his marksmanship. It wasn't natural, the things he could do with that bow of his. They say he sold his soul for the gift of it.
I see. How did it go with Margaret?
I'm not one to gossip, but she was a flighty lass in her younger years. She could never make up her mind which one she wanted, the hare or Nicholas. So in the end, fate decided for her.
What do you mean? What happened with Hare?
Oh, that was quite something. And then some on top of it. Sir Henry of Lipo was visiting here at the castle, and Hare snapped his guardsman's neck with his bare hands. Of course, they found him out. But how do you keep a sorcerer under lock and key? You can't. That's your answer. And that Satan's spawn slipped the net.
Oh, well. It's quite a wild story. Any idea why he murdered the man?
No one knows, and most likely never will. But they say he was fully in the devil's power. There was a full moon, you see.
Was he actually seen killing the guardsman?
I suppose so. Else they'd hardly know who did it, would they?
That's probably true. There is one other thing I want to ask. Tell me something about...
that was all years ago. He claimed up at the castle to be a nobleman's son, and so he got the office of...
Да, я слышу.
Well, I should...
Not at all.
Не, подожди, там были еще вопросы.
I want to ask...
So,
has anyone actually seen this Hannikin Hare? He seems to exist only as a bogeyman to frighten naughty children.
Oh, he exists all right. But he flits around in the forest like a shadow. They won't be catching him anytime soon.
Блин, бета
But
еще
Blacksmith's
какая-то.
Betty heard some of their goings-on in the woods.
Goings-on? What's that supposed to mean?
Cavorting and raising hell. Sorcery! Hare meets up with his sorcerer's apprentices, and they feast in the clearing in the woods. In the morning, they turn into ravens and scatter.
Ну это может быть
Or so
зацепкой.
she says. But you'll have to
Бета,
ask
скорее
Betty
всего,
before.
выведет меня на зайца.
Who knows what
Этого.
she saw? Or what she was doing there
Заяц.
with them.
Very well.
Заяц.
I'll ask. Who does Hare want revenge on?
Master Huntsman Nicholas, of course. When the hare disappeared, Nicholas took his Margaret, and the huntsman's posted.
Хитрый мужик.
So Nicholas came out of it well.
That one always knew how to land on his feet.
Thanks. I think...
Как ты больно похоже. Нет, не похоже. Так, где мойщик? Уже все разбежались. Мойщик. Это дудочник. Я чуть не все у него спросил у него. Бета. С Томашем из купальни. Вот, Томаш. Томаш. Стоямба. Остановитесь, пожалуйста.
God's blessings. What can I do for you?
Браконьер.
I'm here to find out about the poachers gang, and I need to ask a few questions.
Well, ask away. I don't have all day.
I heard you were yelling in the tavern that you were off to hunt some venison.
Look here. I don't know who you are, but you should watch your mouth.
I will, don't you worry. So what happened then?
What? Nothing. It was just the beer talking. I got pissed and started spouting shit. Didn't mean a word of it.
Maybe not. That remains to be seen.
Кто-то тут наезжает.
That'll do me. I hear there's been trouble with poachers recently.
I don't have time to talk to strangers. Good day to you.
Какой-то ты странный мутный тип. Слышишь? Очень странный и очень мутный. Дудочника. И где он? Так, походу опять тут багуля пошла. Пропал дудочник. Провалился в текстуры, наверное. Еще похуже что-нибудь. Тут все закрыто. Ё-моё.
God be with.
I'd like to find out about...
I don't know anything about that, but if it's gossip you're after, go and speak to.
Блин, еще и брада. Вы чё, ты издеваетесь, что ли, надо мной? Как мне с тобой поговорить? Получится, нет? Чуть-чуть еще. Ну. Ну. Иди в дом, мужик. Я тупо поговорить.
I've got a few questions about these poachers.
So ask.
Говорят, ты видел в лесу что-то странное.
I heard you saw something fishy in the forest.
That's right, I did.
Can you describe what you saw?
It was after dark, I remember that. I went up past the castle along by the clearing and I saw someone had lit a fire. And there were figures singing and dancing and I could hear the whistling of a pipe. And I could smell roast meat. It was like a feast of some sort. Only I thought maybe it was some witch's Sabbath, so I was afraid to stay too long in case they saw me.
Did you recognize anyone there? Someone from the village, maybe?
No. Like I said, it was dark. All I could see was shadowy figures moving around.
Did you hear any familiar voices?
No. But I heard girls' laughter, goblets clinking, a piper playing. It sounded just like any feast.
Дудочник.
Where is the clearing?
A short walk north of the castle. There's a track past the woodcutter's camp that takes you there.
Thanks.
Ну
What
вот.
do you make of this poaching that's been going on?
It's clear.
Блин, тут еще что?
You mean to say his wife's cheating on him?
All I'm saying is she might be feeling the urge. It happens in the best of families.
Well, you're the first who's certain of Hare's return. So far, I've just heard vague rumors.
Well, now, I wouldn't say I'm completely sure. I suppose some other mischief maker could have done it, but better the devil you know. And everyone hereabouts knows Hare.
Ты не совсем это говорила. Ты не совсем это говорила. Не лги мне, разве ты не знаешь, кто я? Так, ну тут будет лучше, наверное, по первому пройти. Больше очков. Хотя, если отнять, разница. Где больше разница? Тут я на 8, а тут примерно столько же.
You were singing a different song not long ago.
So? Why do you want to know so much, anyway?
It's nothing to you, but I'm helping Nicholas unmask that local poaching gang.
Успех?
I didn't know that.
Well, now you know. And you also know not to keep anything from me. So, what's the story with that Hare?
All right, I'll tell you what I know. But promise not to tell Nicholas I said it.
I'll do what I can, but I need to let him know what I discover. So, out with it.
It's to do with Margaret, his wife. They say it's all because of her.
Keep going.
I know full well Hare's here, because Margaret admitted as much.
What did she tell you?
That he waited in the woods till she came by and they exchanged some words. Words was all she told me. Who knows what they actually got up to.
And what did they speak about?
I don't know. But if Nicholas knew they'd met, he'd most likely kill her.
You're sure she wasn't saying it in jest?
Oh no. Margaret wouldn't about something like that.
Это интересно. Спасибо. Спасибо себе, Аннет, блядь, что ты такая охуенная. Да, чуть дроп не был сейчас. Опять просадки кадров. Спасибо, ага. Ай, так, ну я тоже слышал.
But you know,
of course.
I'm his right-hand man.
Если блин, то что успех. Второй раз, да?
I'll do what I can.
It's to do with Margaret.
Keep going.
I know.
What did she tell you?
That he waited.
And what did they?
I don't know.
You're sure she?
Oh no.
Я это слышал. Кто этот
Who's this Hannikin Hare, anyway?
Hannikin Hare? There was a time he was master huntsman here, and Margaret was set to be his wife. But then he got himself accused of murder and fled before they could hang him. Margaret and his job both ended up going to Nicholas.
So what's the story between Hare and Margaret?
It was complicated. He wanted her and she wanted him too, I reckon. At least for a while. But then she hitched up with Nicholas and now she says she never had a thought of wedding Hannikin Hare.
So what went on between Hare and the huntsman?
Those two? There was no love lost between them from the moment Hare arrived. And then Margaret got involved. It was a messy business.
Do you think Hare really killed that man?
Who knows the truth of it now? I did find it all a bit odd. Hare never was much of a hothead. But then again, no one really knew him that well. And Margaret never wanted to speak of it. Wouldn't hear a word about it.
That's all I need. Thanks.
Так, ну уже что-то. Теперь мне нужно снова переговорить с Маргаритой. Так, а ты кто? Томаш, у тебя там не появилось ничего? Про лес.
I'm here to find out about the poachers gang, and I need to ask a few questions.
Well, ask away. I don't have all...
Да. Гуляние в лесу.
Blacksmith Betty saw people feasting in the woods, and she says there was a nice smell of venison. What do you know about it?
Nothing. I wasn't there.
And I don't suppose you'll tell me who was?
No, because I wasn't there.
That'll do me.
Ты врешь мне. О, как ты врешь. А вот и она, Маргарита. Разговор есть. Давайте.
I'd like to find out about the poacher.
If I were you, I'd ask Thomas, the backhand.
Томаш в корчме. Так, Маргарита, я хочу поговорить как бы. У них скрипт тут завис с их разговором, наверное. Крестьянин. А где дудочник-то? Почему его нету? Не в лес ушли туда, в поляну? Типа тут уже, да? Поляна. Вот дудочник. Ну-ка, стой.
I'm glad to see you. I need to ask you something about the poachers.
What? Me? Why me, for Christ's sake?
They say you were mouthing off in the tavern.
We'd all had a few ales. You know what it's like. The tales get taller.
So you didn't go poaching with Thomas?
My God, no. That would never even cross our minds. Thomas is a bit wild, but I have some sense, at least.
Some folk had themselves a feast in the woods recently, and the people who passed by told me they heard a piper playing. You weren't by any chance there, were you?
I was. I don't deny it. But nothing disreputable went on there.
Так. Ты на кого-то выгораживаешь. Говорит, у тебя вздернут.
If you're innocent, lying won't help you.
I don't know what you want from me. Nothing wrong went on in that clearing, and I certainly don't go poaching in the woods.
But you do know something about it, and you're keeping it from me. Covering up for a friend, is that it? Very well. Loyalty is a fine thing, but once they discover who did it, then it'll be too late. You'll be in right in over your head, with him.
But I haven't done anything.
Then you have nothing to fear if you tell me what happened.
All right. Yes. There was venison being eaten, but I didn't bring it. Thomas brought that there.
So all that bragging when he was drunk was more than just hot air?
I don't know where the deer came from. After what happened in the tavern, Tom took me to the forest to this hide there. But I was too worried someone would catch us, and I took off.
You did yourself a favor. Thomas isn't going to get away with this. I need to ask you something about the poachers.
What? Me?
Еще не все.
So about that feast you had the other.
What about it?
So who was at the feast?
Just the village girls and us.
Who's us?
Us lads.
Was Tom from the baths there too?
Yes. Yes, he was there.
Now listen up, laddie. I don't have time for your nonsense. This whole escapade's stick.
But I'm not a
I didn't ask you that.
Well, the thing is,
if you don't,
Это уже все слышал.
So all that.
I don't know.
Почему эти диалоги не исчезают?
They say you were...
Почему они белые? Все, с него я все вытряс, что мог. Бранда еще, Бранда. Как пасть Бранде. Явно не отсюда.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Кто из вас Бранда? Бранда работает?
What's going on there? What are you gaping at?
А, это ты мужик вообще?
My humble greetings. How may I serve you?
I heard you have poacher trouble.
Certainly do. They're running wild around here. And they kill a lot more than they take. Many a time I've seen a carcass just thrown in a ditch.
Не просто
Why
бросать
would someone
дичь.
just toss their cats in the woods? Doesn't make sense.
The wagging tongues say they're just doing it to spite the huntsman.
Do you have any idea who the poachers could be?
If I knew, the bastards would be strung up by now.
Don't tell me you've heard nothing at all.
Well, I did hear that Thomas, that fellow who works at the bathhouse, was mouthing off recently, saying he'd go and bag himself some game and lay on a right feast for the village girls.
I see. Has anyone seen those poachers with their own eyes?
No, just the dead game they leave behind. But Blacksmith Betty saw some goings-on in the woods.
Goings-on? What's that supposed to mean?
Well, that's what she said, and I ain't one to pry.
Я уже это слышал.
Why would anyone want to take revenge on the huntsman?
He's not the best-liked man in the village. We all know that. And then there are those who say Hannikin Hare is back.
Who's Hannikin Hare?
You're not from around here, are you? The Hare's quite the Talmberg legend. He used to be Master Huntsman here once, but then he ran off.
Why did he run?
Well, it just so happens I know the answer to that. Some big important nobleman came to Talmberg around then, and they made a grand occasion of it. And in the midst of it all, Hare had a falling out with some man-at-arms and knocked him in the moat. The poor bugger broke his neck. They picked the Hare up, but before they could take him before the court, he vanished.
Why take revenge on Master Huntsman Nicholas?
Because of Nicholas's wife, Margaret. Hare had his eye on her back then, but she didn't care for him and he was fuming. Well, and after he disappeared, Nicholas got his post.
Where did he run to?
No one really knows. They say he's hiding in secret tunnels beneath the castle, but that's all fairy tales. It's been years. As I see it, he's underground all right. 6 feet down and cold.
Навряд ли.
I want to ask about something else. Thanks.
Who's there?
Это я. Кто еще остался у нас? У нас осталась Поляна. Томаш. Маргарита. Можно еще туда сходить, чтобы побольше всего собрать. Блин, Маргарита, походу, встряла надолго. Ее конкретно тут штырит. Диалог с ней не работает. Тупки. Так, этот крендель. Ну-ка. Я раскусил тебя.
I'm here to find out about the...
Well, ask away.
Jake Piper reckons you were at that feast.
I wasn't.
So you're calling Jake a liar?
I don't give a toss about Jake or whatever's buzzing around that empty head of his. He probably got so drunk he had visions of me there.
Значит, ты самый у нас на уговоры слаб, да? 12, 10.
Look, I can see you're not a poacher. You look like you couldn't hit a barn door.
That's what you think.
Are you trying to tell me you're a marksman? Are you an idiot or just too vain to think straight?
I don't see what you're getting at.
Look, I can tell you're not the poacher, but this constant lying isn't helping your case. In the end, if they don't find anyone, they'll come after you. They'll know it's not really you, but so what? There'll be no one better to blame, and someone has to swing for it.
All right. But promise me you won't drag me into anything.
Speak up and who knows? I might put in a word for you.
All right. The truth is I did drag a deer carcass there, but I didn't do the shooting. I was given it.
That's a likely story.
Honestly, not a word of a lie. I caught the poacher just as he was skinning it.
And who might that be?
I don't know.
If you don't tell me who it was, I've no reason to believe that story of yours.
Fine. Fine. He's one of the charcoal men. I've seen him taking the charcoal to the
еще что-то интересное.
His name is Radan.
There are plenty of charcoal burners around here.
He came from the charcoal piles south of here. If you follow the creek upstream, you can't miss them.
Well, you better pray I find him, because if you've been lying to me, I'll go straight to the castle. Understood?
I'm telling the truth, I swear. I'm sure you'll find them there.
We'll see.
Все нормально. Она отлагала? Нет. У нас есть поляна. Углежоги. Я хочу на поляну сходить. Блин, Маргарита, ну чё ты втупила-то так? Ладно, может отлагает. Ценный свидетель, мне нужны данные, не получить. Короче, тропинку я потерял. Валим, как обычно, напрямик. Это что такое? Дерево? Какое-то интересное место. Что-то интересного. Ромашка. Вот это место. Что я тут могу найти? Сесть. Чего я тут должен найти? Смотреть поляну. Полянка, поляна. Может, надо тушку найти какую-нибудь? Ага. Ну все. И ради этого я сюда перся? Но она не отлагала нифига. Может, фаст-тревел поможет. Должна загрузка пройти. И она отлагает, может. Ну, Маргарита. Нет, там стоит до сих пор. Что с ней делать? Тупая Маргарита. Ну чё ты тут втупливаешь-то? Отпусти ее, крестьянка. Уходи.
What the hell? Yeah, you blind! For Christ's sake, there's people walking here.
Нет, так нет. Дальше пойду. Сытый заканчивается. Надо бухнуть. Кто здесь? Торговец? Давайте торговца. Ну, походу это просто...
What happened to you?
Sir, he told me he'd marry me, and then they killed him. I'll hide in the...
Я понял, на это же деньги.
Of course.
Свидос. Чё не по ночам тут сидят вообще? Где хозяин? Все заперто.
Hey.
Хозяин? Нет, не здесь. Он, скорее всего, внизу спит. Ну, это плохо. Все заперто. Народ шарится. Ладно, по старой доброй схеме. Почитаем книгу. Радость нутровки. Книга об охоте. 15 уровень. У меня охоты не хватит. Да, у меня охота не прокачана. Вот острый как нож. Это можно. Только бесполезно, но можно. Еще что? Рецепты примочки. Рецепт. Продать надо его. Театр теней. По-моему, у меня есть 15 невидимости. Незаметности. Я никогда не понимал, почему это так удивляет ли, могли ли они быть теми, кто скрывается под зажженными свечами. Почему? Сейчас вы не можете больше читать. В смысле, почему? Там ограничение, что ли, стоит? Видимо, просто устал читать уже. Так, ну и надо прибухнуть. Шнапс там что, питательность 20, энергия 10. Ну, кстати, тоже неплохо. Алкоголь 27%. А самогон 30. Давай шнапса. Кости рубануться. Ставка была бы хорошая. О, кстати, 72. Неплохо. Неплохо. 72 это уже хорошо. Так, для четных не хочу. Небесные. Нечетных штуки 2, нет, 3. Ё-моё, как это? Я все 4 что ли взял? Погоди. 3 нечетных. Счастливые игральные кости. Святой Троицы. Число 3. Демонических. Ферлю. У меня еще одно нету. Счастливая. Все будет выглядеть подозрительно. Давай эту еще возьмем. Так. Это нельзя, да? 2 тройки. Не очень. Давай еще. Вот. Есть 4, 5. И все на сегодня.
That's it. Now I'm for the chop.
Лузер. А это... О, ни хрена себе. Серьезно? Я все.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Так, получается, еще получится еще сыграть? Нет, все, я выиграл. Ты не будешь играть? Че, когда мы на дело-то пойдем? Нету выбора.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
Дичь.
Have you heard about anything interesting going on lately?
Just some talk about lost sheep and indecent wenches. Probably nothing to interest you.
Как раз это не.
Of course I care about it. Sheeps and wenches are my thing. Where do I find them?
That's over and done with. They ran away into the forest.
The wenches?
The sheep.
А девки?
Well, we'd better get back to work.
I don't really have anything specific right now, but I did hear about something interesting from one of your neighbors.
Who?
I don't know his name, but it was about as old as you. He said his family owned the Scallops Tavern.
Young Adam, then. And the interesting part?
He decided he wanted to go back home, see the damage and so on. And someone looted it right in front of his nose.
I know. I've met those scavengers before. It's not that interesting, just sad, really.
Well, it certainly isn't Christian. But the thing is, they were hiding money in that cellar of theirs.
And did he say where he was going?
He said he's going to Ratai, that he has some arrangements there.
It won't be easy to find him. Ratai's a little overcrowded nowadays.
Then you'll have to ask someone, won't you? Bloody hell. Do you want me to hold your hand while you do it?
I'll be on my way then.
Go. And ask him when you see him. Maybe you'll think of something.
Do you know of any way I could earn a bit of coin around here?
As it happens, I was just going to tell you about a job.
So, tell me.
Now and again, the fisherman from Talmberg comes around here with some game to sell. There's more and more poaching going on there, and they're always looking for new people, if you're interested.
Don't tell me there's a shortage of poachers.
There isn't. Only their chief is, well, not an easy man to get on with.
Why is that?
He's a strange one for a poacher. He's got ideas, and not just about how to make coin. But you'll see for yourself soon enough.
Это никак не пересекается.
Sounds good to me.
С тем, что я делаю.
Then find a fellow in Talmberg who goes by the name of Black Lukesh. I think he lives on the hill above the castle. Tell him I sent you.
Thanks. How's trade? Any trouble around these parts?
Nothing we can't handle.
Но это ведь не то, что я хотел узнать. Браконьеры, где? Где браконьеры-то? Браконьеров нет. Странно. Ух, как штырит-то.
Hey, Henry's come to see us. God grant you help.
I'd like to find out about the poachers round here who've been stealing game recently.
What about them?
Well, I wondered if you've got any idea who might be doing it.
Tom of the Baths was mouthing off in the tavern, that's all I know.
Понятно.
I'd like to throw some duck.
У тебя какая ставка? Сатен? Я в деле. Я в деле. Так, вот это... Блин, нечетных чисел самого топовое. Для четных чисел. Или у Святой Троицы обычная счастливая игральная кость. А чем это отличается? Это? Если тебе вносят сюда, внеси и в ответ. Чем ты это ждешь? Ну давай вот это возьму.
Your turn.
Here, just as you ordered.
Ну там уже слишком, ты чё? Инждрих. Не сри.
That's all.
Бинго. Все. Его мир так, только обокрасить. Я не понял, чувак. Мне про браконьеров надо узнать.
How's trade?
Nothing we can.
А он не говорит ничего. Может, конечно, вот это охота на зайцев. Б. Проверить. Не то, ягненок. А это там уж. Лукишин. О, она отлагала. Это повод завалиться туда. Самому что ли доехать тут недалеко так-то. Быстро доберусь. Единственное, только меня штырит чуть-чуть. На лошади нормаш. Немного штыривает. Как она там заперта-то сидит? О, нет, только не застревай там. Че, он спалит меня? Может, не спалит. Вот, работает.
I'm sorry, but I really don't want to talk about that.
Зато я хочу. В смысле мне этого хватит?
If you ask me. I'm sorry.
That'll do me.
God bless.
Ё-моё. Ладно, идем брать этого чувака. Так, и что это тут у нас?
God grant you health. How may I help you?
A fellow from Talmberg claims he saw you poaching. What do you have to say about that? Can you hear me? Don't you have anything to say to me about that?
I'm not a poacher.
That's not what I've heard.
But I'm not a poacher, though.
Я смотрю, ты блещешь умом и сообразительностью. Притвориться одним из них.
Did your friends tell you the penalty for poaching?
No.
No? Of course not. Because if you knew, you'd never have been foolish enough to get involved.
I'm no poacher.
No, of course not. You're the Pope in disguise.
What?
No, never mind. But just so you know, the local custom is to string poachers up.
I don't want to hang.
No? Then you better make sure they won't hang you.
How?
For a start, by telling me where I can find your merry band of poachers. Because maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but I don't think you're the leader.
No, I'm not.
So, out with it.
They only take me along from time to time.
All right. But you know where I can find them, don't you?
Aye.
And where is that?
The clearing.
They meet in a clearing?
They camp there.
And where is the clearing?
A short walk from here.
Oh, Lord. A short walk where? Do you know how many clearings there are in these woods?
No. Sorry, I don't know.
Oh, my God. Where is the clearing they camp in? How do I get there?
Along the trail. From the huntsman's lodge. Go into the wood by the big broken tree. Eastward.
Very well. I hope I can find it.
Так, доложить обо всем ловчему. Найти поляну. Я хочу найти поляну. Защите браконьеров. Не обязательно. Я узнал, где встречается под носом ловчего хварь неподалеку от его сторожки. What? Блин, мне бы с ними поговорить. А можно как-нибудь диалоги? Зато я знал это место встречи. Оно прям под носом ловчего. Ладно. Под носом так под носом. Пойду рассказывать.
God save you.
I've been hearing some quite wild stories about hair.
People do prattle on. It happened a long time ago, and I've heard some crazy tales myself.
And what's your version of what happened?
Hare was a stuck-up knob. He came here with nothing to show but his bare arse. But he thought he could have anything he pointed at. All because he was of noble stock.
Whatever became of him?
Oh, you must have heard. He killed one of the armed men that served Sir Henry of Lipa, and they sentenced him to hang. Except he scapered right out of the castle dungeon.
How did he manage that?
Nobody knows, but I'll bet he had help from someone up at the castle.
And what was your wife's role in all this?
He had his eye on her, and she didn't want him. That's all. And it had nothing to do with what happened later.
I heard that he was a sorcerer.
And I've heard there's blooming roses on Rattay Gallows at Christmas. A sorcerer. Bah! Hare was a ruffian, but there was nothing supernatural about it.
That's all I need.
А-а-а. Вон оно чё. Вон оно чё. Меня за то, что я сам был браконьером, навели на этого типа, который занимается, который лидер среди браконьеров. Дали наводку на него.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Andrew, the innkeeper, sent me. Said you had a job for someone who's good with a bow.
Did he now? That's all very well, but I don't know if you're a man I can trust.
Можно доверять.
How can I prove it to you?
For a start, you can tell me why a lad like you wants to join us.
Я очень люблю охоту.
Simple. I love to hunt, but I haven't a drop of blue blood in me. So what else can I do?
True. The damn law won't let a man do what's natural. Anyway, I have to check you out first. See if you're any good.
I'm listening.
To begin with, I need to know if you're at home in the woods. And if you're any kind of hunter.
Я
Bring me
очень
some
хорошо
deer
знаю.
antlers, and then we'll talk.
Олени рога. Вообще просто. Дичь — это приказ, источник мяса. Но если охотник хочет добыть трофей или потроха, он должен научиться это делать. Ну, я, по-моему, умею рога снимать. Рога. Лесник, рога. Нет, не умею. Теперь умею. Олени. Где у нас ближайшие тут олени? Вот тут есть. Где ты? Ну прыгай, прыгай. О, гребаная лошадь. Зачем эти кусты поставили, которые нельзя пробежать? Ого, что это тут за пещера такая с черепами? А я тут был, кстати. Когда-то. Где мои олени? Вон олени. Вижу. А рога мои где? Где еще мои олени? Зайцы. Ну что это за лес такой, блин? Показано место охоты на оленей. Тут всего один олень. На кого тут охотится-то? Что там? В мархоедах вообще какие-то проблемы. Оленей нету нигде. В этом лесу. Ты кто? Так, надо поесть что-то. У меня похмелье прошло. Шо? Оп. Но это-то не олени. Это ж косули. Конечно, да, это попаду сейчас. Блять, они сразу палятся. Бегут нафиг. Ух, да ладно. Ничего себе. Угу. Шкура. Но у вас нету. Супер олень. Просто отлично. Никогда лучше не видел. Блин, когда надо, их не найдешь. Зато до этого они постоянно мимо пробегают. Вот они, красавцы. Естественно, я не смогу нифига попасть. С этой лошади. Еще нажратый гондоний. Дай мне рога. Да где эти гребаные рога? Вы чё, издеваетесь, что ли? Так как так? У меня такое чувство, что у них вообще рогов нет. В принципе. Не должно быть. Все, остальные куда-то свалили. Не видать нигде. Я точно вкачал эти рога? Точно, рога, куки, мясник. Ловчий. Больше урона. Ай, блядь. Мастер. Мастер, заработай. Да куда ты стреляешь, блядь? Нахуй я еще выпил это говно? С стороны штурма шатает. Дебила это. Куда ты стреляешь? Где рога? Кабаны не то. Блин, да тут нету оленей с рогами вообще. Какие нахер рога? Может, вы с рогами? А то я что-то не могу найти тут с рогами никого. Это, наверное, точно, да, с рогами же? Хотя у вас их нет. Ну, конечно, да. Тут у всех, блядь, рога есть. Короче, я понял. Я понял, как это делается. И у кого покупать рога. О, чё там, кто там? Ну-ка. Кто там?
Be off, I say.
Сейчас.
Be gone from here.
Henry, I'm glad you... Good God, you look...
Так, чувак. Есть рога? Нет у тебя нифига. Ну чё, у тебя даже рогов-то нету. Опять непреодолимые препятствия, конечно, для тебя. Блин, давай у тебя будут рога. Пиздец. Просто офигенская игра. Блин, принеси мне рога. Ага, блин. А с кого они падают, эти рога? Ни с одного оленя ни с кого не падает. Да пофиг на интересное место. И где же тут олени? Место-то охотничье, да? Все, нету их. Были олени, нету оленей. Хорош коситься. Стойте, тупите на месте. Шикардос. Еще один такой же. Топыч. Просто идеально. Столько рогов сейчас набил. Можно потом еще продать. Да. Спасибо. Спасибо, игра. Пойду гуглить. Ай, где их взять-то? Блин, как он называется? Ягненок в волчьей шкуре. Блин, да не работает это ни хрена. Не дают они рога. Что еще делать-то? Единственный варик, если только у купца будут эти рога. Все, я овощей больше не вижу. Способа, как их можно получить. Сколько я оленей этих перехерачиваю, ни одного рогов нет. Просто ни у кого. Может, у кабанов есть рога? Может, тут так это работает? Блин, чувак, давай у тебя будут рога продаваться. Серьезно, пожалуйста. Продай мне рога. Конечно, но... Там квест пропал. Ну, в ужасах был квест какой-то.
Garlic that will cure all ailments and onions that will make you cry when you cut them and cry for joy when you taste them. How are you, Henry?
Так, где местный торговец? Капец. Чувак. Рога. Нужны рога. Ничего не знаю. Да ё-моё! Алхимик есть тут? Только писарь. А, мясника может быть рога. Так, сейчас секунду.
Is there anything?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Что-нибудь где-нибудь валяются здесь. Навряд ли. Только мясо. Его нахер день. Да ладно. Мне показалось? Или он был с рогами? Блин, давай, давай, давай. Раньше они так не орали. Да, точно. Блин, ну тебя найти нужно еще, капец. Фух. Есть все-таки, да, такие? Так, 62 еды. Достал я их все-таки. Достал. Чувак, просыпайся.
I'm glad to see you. I was beginning to worry you'd got lost in the forest.
It wasn't easy, I'll say that.
Just wait till we go on a proper hunt, then you'll see. So give me the trophy, and the first task of your trial is done.
The first task?
Well, there was only one to begin with, but then I thought you could do something else for us.
I see. So what do you want me to do next? Kill a dragon? Catch a water sprite?
Hilarious. Better listen up, lad. Nicholas the Huntsman has a very fine old hunting horn. But we'd like Nicholas better without any horns. Understand?
Что все это значит?
Wait. What's all this about?
Nothing to worry yourself with now. Get the horn, and we'll have a bit of fun.
All right. So where is this horn?
Sometimes he carries it with him. It is a badge of office, after all. But I don't suppose he sleeps with it. Best to go at night and have a look around his lodge. It's on the hill above the village, opposite the castle. Come back to me as soon as you've got the horn. I can't wait to see the look on Nicholas's face.
Right. I'll get to it.
Glad to hear it. Good luck.
Ну, одно другому-то не мешает, я надеюсь. Думаю, что не зафейлятся друг от друга. Обязательно тащите таберских браконьеров. Так, может мне еще с кем-то поговорить? Она со мной не хочет разговаривать. Там тоже нету нужного диалога. Ух ты! Ну-ка, ну-ка, постой.
Watch what you're doing. There's people walking here.
I'd like to ask you.
I'm sorry, but I...
That'll do me.
Да в смысле, что ты не можешь... Где у него там этот рог говорил? А, да будь... Охотничий рог. Охотничий рог. Может вообще просто где лежать. В принципе, все обычно и бывает. Или в ящике все равно. Так, ну можно еще вот это попробовать. О, у него с собой. Чувак, не спи.
My humble greetings.
I have that horn for you.
I'm looking forward to seeing the smile wiped off Nicholas's face when he finds out. As for you, the old man says you're in.
Last time you told me that if I brought the horn, you'd finally tell me what's going on.
Let's put it this way. Our old man's had it in for Master Huntsman Nicholas for years.
Why does he have it in for him?
There's more than one reason. But the heart of it is, Nicholas lied under oath and almost got him hanged.
That's a fair enough reason.
You're telling me.
What's he trying to achieve?
If you want to know, ask around the village what they think of the Master Huntsman. The old man is making a bigger and bigger fool of him day by day. Soon enough, the gossip will reach the ears of Sir Divish himself. And that's just what the old man wants.
Становится интересно. Получается, по-другому уже. То есть, типа, Миколуш подставил зайца.
It wouldn't by any chance be that Hannikin hair everyone's talking about, would it?
Hear ye, hear ye. The lad is smarter than he looks. It is him, as it happens. What have you been hearing about him?
I've heard all sorts of things. Some people said he's a sorcerer who can talk to animals.
I'll have to tell Hannikin that one. It's no surprise, though. To this day, folk can't get their heads around that escape of his.
And how did he make his escape?
What do I know? He's never told anyone. Anyway, if you want to know the details, ask him yourself.
Так,
it wouldn't by any chance.
They
said he killed some man at arms and fled.
Who keeps spreading those lies? Some folk haven't the sense they were born with. Anyway, if you want to know the details...
It wouldn't... I heard the huntsman dropped him in it because of Margaret.
As my old grandma used to say, the truth always comes out in the end. Anyway, if you want to know the details, ask him yourself.
Хорошо, где он?
So, what comes next?
We're just getting something big ready. We'll make camp in the north of Broder Woods. There's a concealed glade, and that's where you'll find us.
All right, I'll meet you there.
Карманным кражем.
Certainly. I want to. All right.
Отлично.
Isn't that quite? What? It's not. Agreed.
Хорошо. Стой. Не спи. У меня еще есть.
I hear you're able. Certainly. I'd like to. All right.
Давай так. Ты стал сильнее.
I hear you're able. Certainly. I want to. You can't become a monk. Well.
Блин, ну так-то они интересно все это дело запутали. А, вот он где лагерь. Я так хотел сюда поехать. Посмотреть. Получается, две параллельные линейки. Квестовые. Проехать-то можно? Не очень. Блять. Ай, я ж не туда скачу-то. Вот на синюю. На синюю надо точку. Вот он, лагерь их. Ну, только не убивайте меня.
So you're the new fellow. Lucas said you know a thing or two.
Да.
Question is, can we trust you?
Would I be here if you didn't?
Probably not. Did Lucas tell you who's in charge?
Oh.
Well, speak of the devil. Started to worry you weren't coming.
It couldn't be helped, Goathead. I had to get a document written up, and the nearest priest I can trust is in Janowitz.
Not writing your will already, sir.
Who is this?
Henry. Lucas brought him. He nicked Nicholas's hunting horn for us.
Then I'm sure we'll get on like a house on fire. Is everyone here?
Everyone. Except that fool Rada and the charcoal burner. No one's seen hide nor hair of him.
We can't delay. If he's not back by evening, we go without him.
Мутная компашка.
So, Henry, tell me about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Why you came here. Where you come from. You know how it goes. I want to know your story.
What if I don't have one?
Everyone has a story. Leastways, everyone in this clearing does.
Sir! Sir! The Tomburgers are coming!
Fucking shit.
Anakin Hare of Zalush, I arrest you in the name of Lord Divish of Talmberg.
The Master Huntsman is not coming?
The Master Huntsman arrests poachers, not murderers. Will you come quietly?
What do you say, man?
Блин, что делать-то? Что делать? Опять меня на темную сторону перетащили.
Henry?
Может подождать. В сторону зайца к воинам. Блин. А что там по ачивкам? Так, ща я быстро. Есть ли там ачивка на этот квест? Нет, это не то. Коротышка, монах, Фрейд. Так, чумной доктор, наездник, барон, грабитель. Это что такое? Не то. Мастер ловчий. Ловчим Тальберга. Ага, вот. С главным злодеем. Помочь ему. Все награда, квест. Очень забагованный. Может, в таком случае идите купишу. То есть, короче, тут не важно, да, как я закончу. Ладно. Я все-таки буду на стороне воинов, наверное. Хоть и не очень доверяю.
You made your choice, Hare. Time to pay for your crimes.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Had enough. You call that no. You're dead.
Но если что, придется загружаться. Что-то вас тут много, я тут... Слушай, не всех тут перехуярил уже. Походу всех. Или нет? Да ё-моё, успокойся. Так, а сейв где был? 21:50. Чё-то стражники. Блин, я серьезно, что ли, всех тут захерачу, как обычно? Репутация. Тальберг. Ленормаш. Так, где этот? Блин, этих замочить надо. Признание преступления, которое совершил против Яна Зайца. Опа! Блин, серьезно, что ли? Да ладно. Прочитать нельзя. Признание преступления, которое он совершил против Яна Зайца. Посмотри на руку. Так, а там что? Все-таки да, наверное, я неправильно поступил. Да твою ж мать, блядь. Надо было сохраниться. Ёбаный стыд. Аж здесь.
I'm honored that.
How's
nothing we.
I hear you're.
Certainly.
I'd like to.
All right. Now.
У меня 20, ну что ли? Нет.
There. Satisfied?
I'm glad to see.
Here you are.
I'd like to... Well, you up for a...
Блять, зафейлил, как обычно, все.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Coming.
Хорош.
I shouldn't have pushed it.
Ну ты неудачник. Так, ну теперь все быстрее будет гораздо. Все будет гораздо быстрее. Можно прям сразу, наверное, сходить и рога получить. О, здравствуйте, ребят. Здравствуйте. Очень приятно с вами познакомиться, чуваки. Ух ты, блин, чертила. Да сдохни ты уже. Дергаешься. Сорян. Бывает. Так, все. Скипаю нафиг. Но я к нему не пойду. Так, и сразу... Где я убивал оленя? Вот тут. Сразу туда. Так, мне нужно... Охота изучить рога. Может быть, я по пути встречу, повезет. Блин, не дай бог там сейчас они спавнятся рандомно. Это будет вообще конкретный провал. Этого оленя искать. Проблемного. маленький рог, может, получится сразу выкрасить. И чё, его тут нету теперь? Да ладно. Нету его. Так, а тут другие места должны быть еще. О, вот он. Вот он, красавец. Есть, полдела сделано. Шикардос. Шикардос, все сделал. Так, чувак.
Greetings, good. I did. Any omelette pretty. I was big. Well, I tell Nick. Not some best come rock like. What you say? It would. Anyway. 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 So, we all right?
Так, погоди. Обучение еще.
Will you teach me how? Certainly. I want to. All right. Isn't that quite a... Agree. I hear you, sir. Well, I'll think it over.
Так, все хорошо. Квесты есть. Встретиться с браконьерами на поляне. Так, как там правильно-то? Так, ок, идем сюда. Так, а если я сейчас расскажу... этому типу про то, что я узнал, что тогда будет? Блин, запутанный. Запутанный квест.
God, what happened to you?
I've been hearing some
people do. Hell. What?
That's all.
давать не буду, но-ка. Так, обучение охоте, если... Опа, новичок давай.
I'd like you to show... Sir, I'm interested...
Oh. Now.
I'd like you... Sir. I'd like... Oh.
15-го-то у меня еще нету. 15-й.
Can you teach me?
Certainly.
I'd like to...
Oh. Now.
I'd like you to show me
Да
something.
нет, не то, не то.
Well.
Пройти обучение стрельбы.
Oh.
Сплотить.
Can you... I'd...
No.
Сколько у меня стрельба? 14. Так, и допустим, я говорю, я узнал, где находится точка сбора.
Well, that's at least one good bit of news. So tell me, where is it?
In fact, not all that far from here. In a glade not far from your lodge.
I see. They chose that place to mock me. I might have known.
But now we can finally nab them, right?
We can. Go to the castle and tell Captain Robard to send some men with you.
Wait, you're not coming?
I have a lot of work to do.
Of course you do.
То есть один из квестов это будет все равно провален. Так, что Борик скажет? Есть ли вероятность с ним переговорить и без битвы это решить? Вопрос. Там все равно нужно биться в итоге. Где сотник?
Are you serious?
God save Henry.
God be with you.
I have some trophies.
Show me. Good work.
Блин, еще раз сохраниться. Нет, шнапс. Тут, блин, так не насохраняешься. В принципе, я могу поспать пару часов. Спать и сохранить игру. Прикольно. Сперва надо пожрать. Сушеные фрукты. Еще, наверное. Я однозначно хочу быть на стороне Яна Зайца. Или пан Заяц, или как-то Ян Заяц. Так, тут сохранились. Сотник теперь там. И, допустим, я сейчас расскажу. Мы пойдем туда. Там будет мясо опять-таки, да? Я здесь попробую браконьера.
Oh, so you're the one Nicholas was talking about. All right. I'll send some of my men with you. Are you ready to set off?
Давай.
Yes, sir.
Это получается провально.
Hannikin Hare of Zalush, I arrest you in the name of Lord Divish of Talmberg.
The Master Huntsman is not coming?
The Master Huntsman arrests poachers, not murderers. Will you come quietly?
What are you saying, man?
What have we got here? Entertainment. Great.
О. И чё, я его пробить-то смогу? Но видишь, ты не сможешь защищаться.
Curse it.
Так и чё, ну догнал я его.
What have we got here? Entertainment, great.
Сдавайся, чертила.
are you doing here? Tired of life, are you? Cunt!
Ты будешь сдаваться? Нет. Окей.
God save you, Henry. Ну, допустим, я буду за зайца.
Henry?
Давай.
I say there's nothing to fear.
Ваше плохое поведение. Ну, в смысле? Так, чуваки, я не хочу вас убивать. Поэтому лучше просто бегите нахуй.
Gone weak at the knees, have you?
Все, сдавайся, уходи нахер. Чувак, я не хочу тебя убивать. Я его не убивал. Блин, это плохо. Будут последствия, нет, не будет. Че, может побыстрее там пойдем, я не знаю. Ну, там по пещере надо идти.
Jesus, look where you're going. Damn.
Давайте быстрее. Так, давай так сделаем. Должны быть уже на месте.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Что скажешь?
God save you. Good night. What can I do for you?
Can I do anything to help?
Aye. It's fucked up, Henry. I'm out of here. I have to disappear, see?
And you're just gonna leave the hare in it?
I'm a poacher, a thief, and a murderer. But he's fighting for his honor, don't you see? If he pulls it off, I'll just be a hindrance to him.
You never know what might happen. He may need you yet. But so be it. So off you go.
I need some help. I've got a pretty good stash.
Are you afraid they're watching your house?
Seems likely.
All right. But where?
I wish.
Good.
Thank you.
Так, это потом. Сейчас не важно. Что вот здесь?
It seems things have started to move faster than I expected. Thank you, Henry. Without you, I probably wouldn't have saved my skin.
What's this all about?
It's complicated. And I understand that it might be hard to believe, but today you fought on the side of justice.
I've heard different things about your crime.
So I imagine. Lucas has told me the villagers still talk of me.
And how did it happen?
It's a long story.
Давай рассказывай.
Listen.
All right. But for you to understand, I have to start from the beginning. I was born as Hanakin Hare of Zalush, the eldest son of Sidney of Zalush. My house became sadly impoverished, and I became the master huntsman at Talmberg.
Gamekeeper turned poacher. I see. That's quite a transformation.
Nicholas gave me no choice.
What happened to your family?
My father lost his influential friends and the money with them. After his death, I inherited only his debts. There was nothing for it but to sell off all our possessions. see to my sister's welfare, and manage as best I could.
That sounds a rough deal.
Believe it or not, I never cared for the life of a nobleman. I spent my youth running free, hunting in the woods.
What happened between you and Nicholas?
I was falsely accused of murder. Henry of Lipa visited Talmberg, and the morning after the banquet in his honor, one of his men was found dead.
And didn't they have any cause to suspect you?
That's just it, they did. At the banquet, I got into a fight with the man.
I know Sir Hanush of Lipa. Was Sir Henry his father?
Indeed. He was on his way to Ratai to take charge of the fiefdom for young Sir Hans Capon.
Why did you get into a fight with him?
The fall of the House of Zalush was the work of the Lords of Lipa, and that fellow took great delight in reminding me of it.
And then what?
Nicholas began to pull strings. Several people came forward as witnesses to say they saw me with the fellow later that night.
Why would he have done that?
He wanted rid of me. We were both in love with the same lass, you see, and Margaret is his wife today. But back then there was no question which of the two of us would win her. I was the huntsman of noble blood, and Nicholas was just plain Nick. Her father's preference was clear.
Do you know who did kill the man?
No. He was found in a ditch with his neck broken. He could have tripped and fallen, all on his own.
And that never occurred to anyone?
It did. But some people swore they'd seen us jostling on the drawbridge. Of course, that was Nicholas's work.
What did Margaret think of you?
She took me for a fool. She only had eyes for Nicholas, but I didn't see it then. In the end, she could have saved me.
How?
She could have told the truth. After the banquet, I was with her. But when they asked her, she said she hadn't seen me that night.
How did you get out of it?
What leads you to imagine I did?
Your head's still on your shoulders, so you must have escaped somehow.
I'm alive. But my name and my family's name has been dragged through the mud. For me, that's worse than the sentence waiting for me.
If you say so. But you still managed to get away.
Well, it's true. I had the good fortune to escape from the dungeon.
An interesting story.
I can't complain of boredom. The question is, will anyone believe me?
Even if I believed you, there's no proof. It all happened a long time ago.
I know. But if I didn't believe in my own innocence, I'd have to be crazy to have done what I did.
Why?
If I truly were guilty, why would I risk coming back to Bohemia? I could have died in peace as a rich man in the pay of the Jagiellonians. Only a fool would come back.
Nicholas took everything you had, regardless of your guilt or innocence. I'd say you have more than enough cause to want revenge.
I'm not like him. Anyway, you're right. I don't have any proof of my innocence. All I can give you is my word.
This is one of the most insane stories I've heard lately.
That doesn't surprise me.
But something tells me you're speaking the truth, Anakin Hare.
Thank you. I didn't expect to find anyone who believed me.
Trust me, after what I've seen lately, not much could surprise me. So, what are you up to?
Working out how to get Nicholas's confession.
And how would you do that exactly?
Simple. I'll have him sign it. I've had the priest in Janowitz write me up a parchment. When Nicholas signs it, he'll admit to everything written down there.
How do you want to force him to do that?
He won't have a choice, or rather he will have, between his wife Margaret and the job of huntsman.
I'm not following this at all.
It's plain enough. We'll kidnap Margaret. That's to say, you'll kidnap Margaret while I distract Nicholas. If he wants to see her again, he won't have any choice.
Kidnapping? That doesn't seem like much of a way to clear your name.
No. Take a look around you, Henry. Sigismund kidnapped Wenceslas, his own brother. And Divish was abducted by Medek of Waldeck.
True, but Sigismund and Medek kidnapped the men they wanted to bargain with. You're thinking of taking a man's wife who's done nothing to deserve it.
And what of it? Those others did it for money or power. I'm doing it to redeem my honor. And since you mentioned Margaret, she's not all that innocent. I could have swung because of her.
But that confession's just a scrap of parchment with writing on it. What will happen to him after that?
That scrap of parchment is for Sir Divish and the provincial court. But we'll be generous to Nicholas and let him leave in peace before we deliver the confession to Talmberg.
So Nicholas will go free, and you'll clear your name?
Hopefully.
So what do I need to do?
That horn you picked up from Nicholas should help us. I'm sure Nicholas will recognize its sound from quite far off. I'll lure him out of the lodge at dawn.
And I'm meant to kidnap his wife while he's gone?
Of course it would be best if she went with you voluntarily, but if not, you'll just have to drag her with you.
I don't know. What if there's trouble?
That's why I'm sending you. I trust you. But whatever happens, Margaret mustn't be hurt. When you get her, bring her here. Then we can decide what's next.
All right.
Don't forget, tomorrow at dawn.
Are
you serious?
Че, оставить как есть? Получается, это я провалил. Пойти к ним довольно там его заначку спрятана в кружке под очагом. Стражники, да? Ну-ка еще раз.
So, have you got it?
Еще нет.
Not yet.
I don't want to rush you.
Меня больше всего беспокоит, не получили за то, что мы стражников грохнули. По башке.
Good day, Henry.
Так, она где-то тут. Что тут делать ночью, я без понятия.
He said right away he'll take them. And how much do I want for them?
Well, now.
I was surprised myself, but I wasn't sure Betty would even want to sell them. So I asked for a high price. And he says that's fine, and started counting out the coin there and then.
Just like that? What I heard about him, he's a right skinflint. And what did Betty have to say?
She was well pleased, as you can imagine. Even more when I told her Tonda will take everything she makes.
That's great. A bit of extra coin never hurts.
Все. Блин, а как мне с ней поговорить? Не хочется выговорить.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry. Hey!
Так, ладно, короче, все это. Это потом.